to discuss. We're joined by Middle East analyst Thane Rosenbaum. Thane, good to have you back on the show with us.
Always, Michelle.
All right, a lot to unpack. Let's start off with these comments by Ambassador David Friedman, the White House giving no indication that they're going to ask him to retract it, should they?
Well, I would be surprised if they did. You know, the Trump administration has never been sensitive to the sensitivity of the Palestinians. They've taken a very different approach. They're saying we're not placating the Palestinians. We're going to recognize the realities on the ground. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and we're going to recognize it. The Golan Heights is never going back to Syria, so we'll recognize the sovereignty over it. And frankly, no matter what solution, if it's a two-state solution, a one-state solution, at least Area C of the West Bank, which is essentially has over 500,000 Jews living there, Israelis, that's going to be part of Greater Israel. So if David Friedman is talking about that, he's saying at least some. Right. The word some to me, Michelle, means Area C. He's saying not B. B is all Palestinian land. A is divided between Palestinian and Israeli. So I think he's saying, look, everyone knows these settlement blocks are going to be part of Greater Israel, and it's a reality on the ground. We're taking it off the table.
Right, calling it as it is. Netanyahu, Prime Minister Netanyahu, during this election campaign ahead of the April vote, last minute said that he was going to extend Israeli sovereignty over parts of the West Bank. So basically giving Friedman the grounds to make that comment. He hasn't done it yet. Do you see him doing it before the next elections in September, or is that a good political card to keep up his sleeve and only do it afterwards?
You know, Michelle, I've been on your show many times during this election cycle, and I've said repeatedly, and you have said it as well, the Trump administration can't stop giving gifts to Netanyahu, and this seems to me another opportunity.
So should he act on it? Should he do it now, or should he wait until September and hope he wins in September?
I think he's going to. I don't think it even matters. I think he probably will wait because he's been given essentially the green light from the United States to annex it. But it's clearly done in this context. There's no reason for Friedman to have said it other than to give Bibi Netanyahu the green light, the opportunity to use this as leverage in the campaign. On top of everything else that I was able to get from a concession from the Trump administration, annexation of Area C2 as well. Isn't that amazing? Who else is your prime minister? Me.
That would be a big win for Bibi. Very quickly, Thane, the Bahrain conference so far, Israel has not officially been invited, scheduled to take place June 25th. The Palestinians aren't showing up. Why hasn't Israel been invited?
You know what? I think it's a great idea. They shouldn't come. They shouldn't even be invited. It should be really open for the Palestinians. It's saying to the Palestinians, this is for you. It's for your economy, for your future livelihood for your children, for your future businesses, for you to actually build a state. We're not even touching the Israelis on this one. Stop talking about a political solution. Let's at least create an economic solution. Give hope for the future for Palestinians. Create an economic environment where other countries, other businesses would want to invest in your area. Let's create a level of prosperity and economic development so you have something to even call a state should there be a state down the road.
That's a great point, Thane, and it makes it look even worse for the Palestinians to not show up, especially with Israel not there. Thane, thank you so much. Thane Rosenbaum.